The sky above the small Earth research station glowed with strange colors that no human eye had seen before. Tiny streaks of green and violet danced across the horizon, moving like liquid ribbons. Dr. Elena Mira, the lead scientist of the station, pressed her hand against the cold glass window, her eyes wide in disbelief. She had read about auroras on distant planets, but this was unlike anything she had imagined. A soft hum came from the laboratory behind her. Elena turned to see one of her latest inventions, the adaptive energy converter, pulsing gently on its stand. The machine had been designed to store and convert raw solar energy into usable power, and lately it had started behaving unpredictably. Sometimes it would brighten without reason. Sometimes it would emit faint musical tones. She had no explanation. Not yet. Suddenly, a ripple of motion appeared in the sky. Elena squinted and saw something moving too fast for any bird, too precise for any natural phenomenon. A sleek, silver object descended from the aurora, spinning gracefully before landing just beyond the station's outer fence. The ground trembled slightly under its weight. Elena's heart raced. She had trained for emergencies, for strange weather, for system failures. But she had never imagined first contact. Slowly, cautiously, she picked up her communicator and spoke in a calm, steady voice she did not feel. "This is Dr. Elena Mira. I am a researcher at the Ardent Science Station. Can you identify yourself?" A low, melodic sound answered, not through the communicator, but directly in her mind. At first, it felt like a dream. Then a voice, clear and curious, filled her thoughts. "Human, I am called Valen. I do not mean harm. Why does your machine react when I touch it?" Elena froze. Her fingers had brushed against the converter's surface just moments ago. The pulsing light had brightened immediately, and now this entity, whoever or whatever it was, seemed to have noticed. She had expected questions about technology or humanity, but not like this, not so directly connected to her work. I don't know," Elena stammered. It's a new energy system. Sometimes it responds to touch, but only in tests. We've never seen it do this outside controlled experiments." Valen's presence felt like a gentle breeze in her mind, curious, calm, yet intensely focused. "I sense energy patterns unlike any I have experienced. Your touch seems to guide it. Can you explain?" Elena stepped closer to the machine. She reached out again, hesitating. The converter responded immediately, a faint glow running along its circuits, as if it recognized her hand. "I think it reacts to the human nervous system," she said, her voice trembling with excitement. "Our bodies emit small electrical signals. The machine is attuned to them. Maybe that's what you're sensing." The air around the lab shimmered, and a figure began to materialize near the machine. Valen was unlike anything on Earth. Their form was luminous, transparent in some areas, almost like liquid crystal. Yet, despite their alien shape, there was an unmistakable intelligence in the way they moved, tilting their head and observing the machine carefully. "I am learning," Valen said. "Your species. Your biology affects your technology in ways I cannot fully comprehend." "Fascinating." Elena swallowed hard. She had dreamed of contact with extraterrestrial life since she was a child, reading dusty textbooks in a dim attic. But dreams never prepared her for the feeling of standing before a being who could literally sense the energy in her fingertips. "Fascinating," she repeated, letting the word out slowly. I would like to learn from you as well. Perhaps we can study this together." Valen's form shimmered brighter, a sign of approval she instinctively understood. "Yes. I wish to understand your kind. I wish to learn about your inventions, your machine. It is unusual. It reacts to intention." Elena's mind raced. "Intention?" "You will see," Valen replied. The energy responds not only to touch, but to will, to thought, to purpose. Humans have unique control over energy. Your species is remarkable. A part of her felt disbelief. Humans were capable of extraordinary things, but she had never imagined it could manifest so directly in technology. She glanced at the converter. Its glow was steady now, but it seemed to pulse in rhythm with her heartbeat. Do you want to touch it?" she asked, almost hesitantly. Valen extended a glowing hand, or something that functioned as one, toward the machine. As soon as their fingers brushed the surface, the lab was filled with light. The machine thrummed, soft tones resonating like music, rising and falling in harmony with the alien's touch. Elena could see the air vibrating slightly, particles of dust dancing like fireflies. It sings," she whispered. "Not sings," Valen corrected gently. "Communicates. It responds to intent, as do you. I can sense alignment between energy and thought. Your species, you harmonize technology with life itself." Elena felt a rush of pride and wonder. Humans were often underestimated. Other species thought them fragile, chaotic, unpredictable. But here was proof. Even a small human invention, guided by a human hand, could interact with an alien presence in ways no one had predicted. She looked up at Valen. "Would you like to see more?" Valen's form pulsed softly, their voice calm yet filled with curiosity. "Yes. Show me what else your species has created. Let me understand why you can shape machines so intuitively." Over the next hour, Elena introduced Valen to the lab's other inventions: the gravity-bending drones, the plasma-powered environmental systems, and a prototype energy shield. Every device reacted differently, some subtly, some dramatically, as Valen touched or even approached them. Each interaction confirmed what Valen had said. Humans had a unique connection to energy, a natural harmony between biology and invention. "This is extraordinary," Valen murmured almost to themselves. "Your species does not just create. You resonate with your creations. You amplify them." Elena nodded, a quiet smile on her lips. "We call it ingenuity, curiosity, the drive to understand the universe and shape it in ways that help us survive and grow." The alien tilted their luminous head. "Yes, you survive. You adapt. You flourish in ways few species can. I had underestimated humans. I see now why you are capable of so much." Outside, the aurora faded, leaving the sky a deep, endless blue. But in the lab, the energy of the room hummed with possibility. For the first time in recorded history, a human stood beside an alien, their minds and inventions connected in harmony. The future suddenly seemed larger, brighter, and full of unimaginable potential. Elena felt a spark of determination. This was only the beginning. Humans had faced countless challenges, from harsh planets to collapsing ecosystems. But if this encounter was any sign, they were capable of more than anyone had imagined. With Valen's guidance and their own creativity, they could explore new technologies, unlock new energies, and perhaps even shape the destiny of Earth and beyond. Valen's glow dimmed slightly as they stepped back, observing the human scientist with something that could only be described as admiration. "You are extraordinary, human. I look forward to learning more. Together, we can discover new possibilities." Elena's heart raced. "Yes, together," she said, already imagining the research, the experiments, the discoveries waiting for them. She had spent her life dreaming of exploration, but now, for the first time, she realized that humanity's true strength was not just survival, but connection. Connection with their own inventions, with the world around them, and now, with the stars themselves. And in that moment, the lab seemed alive. Every hum of machinery, every pulse of light, Every vibration of the air whispered the same message. Humanity was capable of greatness. Even the alien recognized it. For the first time, Dr. Elena Mira understood the truth that would guide the next era of human discovery. They were not just inventors, not just explorers. They were harmonizers of energy, life, and possibility. And that truth would change everything. The morning sun bathed the ardent science station in a golden glow, but inside the lab, the atmosphere felt charged, almost electric. Dr. Elena Mira could hardly sleep the night before. Valen had stayed in the lab, observing her machines silently, their glowing forms shifting in subtle patterns like a living prism. Every now and then, the converter would pulse in response to the alien's presence, as if it recognized an intelligence far beyond any human mind. Elena poured herself a cup of coffee, savoring the warmth. Her hand shook slightly as she stirred it, partly excitement, partly nerves. Today, she would begin their first joint experiment. It was a simple idea: see how human intention could influence the adaptive energy converter with Valen's help. But the possibilities were enormous. Valen hovered near the machine, their translucent form reflecting the lab's ambient light. "Human," they said, their melodic voice filling Elena's mind. "I have observed your interaction with the converter. I have learned some patterns, but I am curious. Can your species control energy with thought alone?" Elena blinked. With thought alone? She wasn't sure. The converter had responded to her touch, to her presence, but pure thought, that was untested. We haven't tried it that way before. But maybe we can." Valen's glow intensified, like anticipation. "Yes, we should test this. I wish to understand the boundaries of your species' capabilities." Elena took a deep breath. She had always believed in human ingenuity. Humans had adapted to freezing planets, scorching deserts, and zero-gravity environments. They had built machines that could fly faster than sound, explore the depths of oceans, and reach beyond the solar system. If anyone could push the boundaries of energy interaction, it was humanity. "All right," she said. "Let's start simple. I will concentrate on the converter. You observe." Valen tilted their head. "I will record all responses. I will analyze vibrations, energy flows, and subtle shifts. Begin." Elena placed her hands near the surface of the converter without touching it. She closed her eyes and focused, imagining the machine responding to her intention. At first, nothing happened. The room felt quiet, almost unbearably so. But then, a faint hum filled the air. The converter glowed, softly at first, then stronger, as if acknowledging her thoughts. Valen's light pulsed in rhythm with the converter. "Yes. You are influencing it without physical contact. Your species, it is remarkable. Your mind, your intention, it can guide energy." Elena's heart raced. "I can feel it," she whispered, "like it's alive, waiting for direction." The experiment continued for hours. Elena tried various intentions, guiding energy into patterns, storing it, releasing it slowly. Each time the converter responded, shaping light and sound in beautiful, unexpected ways. Valen recorded everything, occasionally adjusting their position to maximize the energy resonance. "This is more advanced than I anticipated," Valen said, their voice filled with awe. "The human mind. It interacts with technology in ways that surpass any algorithm or mechanical system I have studied. Your species is creative, intuitive, adaptive." Elena smiled faintly. "We have to be. Survival depends on it, but it's amazing to hear it from someone like you." Valen's glow brightened. "I have studied many species. Most rely solely on logic or instinct. Humans combine both. You analyze, you plan, you imagine, and then you act. This makes your inventions unique. Your machines are extensions of your minds. Elena nodded, absorbing the compliment. So, what does this mean? Could humans do more with energy than we realize? Valen's form shimmered. Yes, potential is vast, but there are limits, external forces that could challenge your species. I have observed other civilizations. Some would exploit humans if they understood this ability, others fear it. Elena frowned. Exploit or fear? Why? Because your species has a natural harmony with energy, Valen explained. Machines respond to thought, not just touch. Energy flows with intention. This is rare. Many species cannot perceive such connections. It can be dangerous if misunderstood. Elena's mind raced. She had thought first contact would involve trade, knowledge exchange, maybe peaceful collaboration. She hadn't considered that humans' unique abilities could make them a target. We have to learn more, she said firmly. We have to understand how this works before anyone else tries to misuse it. Valen tilted their head. Agreed. We will continue experiments. I will teach you what I know about energy harmonics. Together we can expand your species' capabilities. The day passed quickly. They moved beyond the converter to other devices. Valen showed Elena how subtle adjustments in posture, concentration, and even breathing could enhance energy flow. Drones hovered more smoothly. Lights brightened and dimmed in intricate patterns, and the lab itself seemed alive with motion. At one point, Valen paused, hovering above the converter. "Human," they said softly. "Do you sense it?" Elena opened her eyes. "Sense what?" "Patterns beyond the machine," Valen replied. "Energy webs, connections to the environment, to the station, even to the planet itself. Humans can touch these if they focus." Elena's brow furrowed. She had always felt a connection to nature, to the way energy moved in storms or rivers, or even in her own heartbeat. Could she actually see these patterns? Valen extended a glowing finger. "Close your eyes. Reach beyond the device. Imagine your intention spreading outward." Elena obeyed. She imagined threads of light flowing from her hands, connecting to the walls, the floor, even the sunlight streaming through the windows. A warmth spread through her body, and then a sensation she could only describe as a network of vibrations. The room seemed to hum in response, tiny arcs of energy dancing in the air. "It's alive," she whispered. "The whole lab, the whole station, it's reacting to me." "Yes," Valen said. "This is the true potential of your species. Not just machines, not just inventions, but connection. Humans can harmonize with energy itself." Elena felt a surge of pride. Humans were often underestimated, thought of as fragile, limited, and unpredictable. But here, with Valen guiding her, she realized the truth. Humans were capable of extraordinary things, not through brute force, but through curiosity, ingenuity, and intention. As evening approached, Valen studied her notes and patterns carefully. "Your species' potential is growing rapidly. If we continue at this pace, humans could achieve abilities comparable to civilizations I have only read about in history records." Elena laughed softly. "History records? You mean your kind has seen other species like us?" Valen's glow dimmed slightly, thoughtful. "Yes. Many species have risen and fallen. Few survive long enough to reach true technological harmony. Humans, you have a chance. But challenges will come. Others may not be as welcoming as I am." Elena's mind raced with possibilities. "We have to prepare," she said. "We can't just experiment blindly. We need to understand energy, ourselves, and the universe. All of it." Valen pulsed in agreement. "Yes, knowledge and preparation. That is survival. That is growth. That is humanity." The night fell, and the aurora returned, painting the sky with shimmering colors. Elena stepped outside with Veylan, marveling at the spectacle. The alien's light reflected against hers, blending in a harmonious glow. For a moment, the world felt peaceful, infinite, and full of possibilities. But deep in her mind, Elena knew that this was only the beginning. There were unknown forces beyond Earth, civilizations that might see humans not as friends, but as anomalies, creatures capable of manipulating energy in ways no one else could. The potential was thrilling, but the risk was real. Veylan hovered closer, sensing her thoughts. Do not fear, human. Potential carries responsibility, but your species, is ready. We will learn, together. Elena nodded. Yes, together. And in that moment, as the lights of the aurora mirrored the pulses of the lab, humanity's true adventure began, not just surviving among the stars, but mastering the energy that connected life, thought, and invention itself. It was a lesson of possibility, a promise of greatness, and it would only get bigger. The ardent science station had never felt so alive. Machines hummed softly, lights pulsed rhythmically, and the walls seemed to shimmer with energy as Elena and Veylan continued their experiments. But outside the lab, the universe was watching. Elena stood at the observation deck looking at the horizon. The auroras had faded, leaving the night sky dark and studded with stars. Yet, in that darkness, tiny flickers moved, fast, precise, and deliberate. Not meteors, not satellites, something else. Veylan floated silently beside her, their light reflecting softly on the glass. Human, they said. I detect presence. Others are approaching. They are not earthbound. They do not belong to your system. Elena's heart skipped. Aliens, she whispered. Yes, Veylan replied. They are aware of your experiments. They sense energy patterns beyond the normal range. They will come to investigate. Or challenge. Elena swallowed hard. She had imagined first contact with aliens as a slow, careful process. Perhaps trade, perhaps peaceful study. But now, it felt different. Their abilities, human creativity, and energy interaction were drawing attention. And not all attention was friendly. Do they know we exist? She asked. They know, Veylan said, and they may not welcome humans having such potential. Many civilizations fear species that harmonize with energy beyond predictable limits. Your species is unusual. Elena's mind raced. We need to be ready, but ready for what? Diplomacy? Defense? Veylan's light pulsed. Both. Humans are resilient, adaptive, but caution is necessary. I will teach you methods to strengthen your energy control. You may need them soon. Inside the lab, they began new experiments. Elena's hands hovered above the machines, guiding energy flows with intention. Veylan moved through the lab like liquid light, analyzing every reaction, every pulse. They worked in silence, focused, until a warning signal blared from the station's sensors. Elena rushed to the console. Tiny blips streaked across the radar screen, fast-moving ships, each unlike anything built by humans. Sleek, silver, almost organic in appearance. Their energy signatures were intense, almost predatory. They are close, Veylan said, and they are scanning the station. They sense the energy patterns of your experiments. They will decide soon whether you are a threat or a curiosity. Elena's fingers trembled on the console. Threat? Yes, Veylan confirmed. They fear what they do not understand. But humans can adapt. You have resilience, creativity, ingenuity. These are your weapons. The first ship moved into range. A holographic display showed a scanning beam sweeping across the station, reading energy signatures. The lab's machines pulsed as if aware of the intrusion. Elena felt a strange connection. Her mind, her intentions, guiding the energy around her, shaping the pulses, hiding the station's presence. "It's working," she whispered. They can't sense us as easily." Valen's glow brightened. Yes, humans have a unique ability to mask intention. Other species cannot do this instinctively. It is remarkable. But the alien vessels were persistent. More appeared on the sensors, surrounding the station in a semicircle. Elena's stomach twisted. She had thought humans were alone, isolated. Now she realized how fragile that assumption was. "They may try to force entry," Valen said. "Prepare, focus. Your machines can protect the station, but energy must be guided precisely." Elena nodded. She moved from one device to another. The energy converter, the drones, the environmental shields. She extended her hands, thinking clearly, imagining barriers forming, energy flowing in protective patterns. The machines responded immediately, lights brightening, shields humming, drones hovering in defensive positions. Valen observed, their form rippling with approval. "Yes. You are learning quickly. Humans respond to stress not with panic, but with innovation. That is your strength." The first ship fired a scanning pulse, and the lab vibrated under the impact. Elena's pulse quickened, but she concentrated harder. She guided the energy through the shields, bending the pulse harmlessly around the station. A quiet hum filled the lab, vibrating in harmony with the alien energy. "They are testing us," Valen said. "If humans fail, they may act aggressively, but if you continue, you may impress them." Elena adjusted the drones, each moving with precise coordination. She imagined the energy flowing in a network, connecting shields, machines, and even the station's walls. The alien pulses struck again, but each time they were absorbed, redirected, or neutralized. For the first time, Elena realized the full potential of human ingenuity. It was not just the machines or the alien guidance, it was humans themselves, their minds, their creativity, their ability to adapt under pressure. This was the true power. The alien ships paused. A holographic projection appeared in the sky above the station. It showed figures similar to Valen, but less refined, less harmonious. They observed, analyzing, learning. And then, surprisingly, one of them, larger, more luminescent, raised a gesture that seemed like acknowledgement. "They are curious," Valen said. "Not all challenges are hostile. Some are tests." Elena's shoulders relaxed slightly, but she remained cautious. "Tests or not, we have to be ready for anything." Hours passed. The alien ships circled, scanning, observing, but not attacking. The station's energy network pulsed in quiet confidence, responding to Elena's intentions. She experimented with guiding energy outward, creating protective fields that extended beyond the station itself, shaping patterns that were beautiful as well as functional. Valen hovered close, glowing brighter than ever. "Human," they said, "your species' potential is extraordinary. You do not merely react to circumstances, you shape them. You adapt in real time, harmonizing with both machines and environment. This is rare, almost unique in the galaxy." Elena felt a surge of pride. Humans were often underestimated. Governments, scientists, even other species had doubted their capabilities. Yet here, under observation by advanced extraterrestrial beings, humanity's ingenuity shone brighter than ever. The night deepened, and the alien ships began to withdraw slightly. They had finished their test, for now. Valen's voice resonated in Elena's mind. "They have seen enough. Your species has passed the first trial. But this is only the beginning. Others may come, some may be impressed, others may be threatened." Elena nodded, exhaustion and exhilaration mingling. "We will be ready," she said. "We have to be. Humanity, we survive, we adapt, and now we can thrive." Veilon's light dimmed, settling into a calm glow. Yes, human. That is why I have chosen to assist you. Your species is not just surviving, it is evolving. Together, we can prepare for what is to come. We can expand your understanding, your inventions, your energy. Elena glanced at the machines, now quiet and steady. They had responded beautifully under pressure. She realized something important. Humans did not need superpowers to be extraordinary. Their minds, their creativity, and their willingness to adapt were enough. Energy is only part of it, she whispered to Veilon. Our strength comes from working together. Humans, machines, and maybe even allies like you. Veilon pulsed softly, almost like a smile. Yes, connection is your species' greatest asset. Do not underestimate it. Others may try to disrupt it, but your potential is greater than they imagine. Outside, the stars shone brightly, indifferent to the events below. But Elena knew that humanity had made a mark tonight. They had faced the unknown, adapted, and demonstrated the kind of ingenuity that could one day shape entire civilizations. And as she stood beside Veilon, guiding energy through the lab, through the station, through the very environment itself, Elena felt the truth more strongly than ever. Humanity's future was not just survival, it was greatness. The first challenge had been met, but the universe was vast, full of unknown civilizations, unpredictable forces, and opportunities for growth. And humanity, as fragile as it sometimes seemed, had already proven one thing. When humans put their minds and hearts into a problem, nothing, not even alien observers, could underestimate them. Tomorrow, Elena thought, they would continue experiments. They would learn more, and the next challenge would come. But she no longer feared it. Humans were ready. Humans were capable. Humans were extraordinary. The stars pulsed above like the heartbeat of possibility itself. And in the lab, human energy flowed in harmony with alien understanding, promising adventures, discoveries, and triumphs yet unseen. The first interstellar challenge had ended. The first lessons had been learned, and humanity's story was just beginning. The ardent science station had settled into an uneasy calm after the first encounter with the alien vessels. Elena, Mira, and Veilon spent the following days refining their experiments, learning to harmonize human intention with energy systems in ways neither had imagined possible. But peace was fragile. One morning, as Elena monitored the horizon, the station's sensors began beeping urgently. A formation of ships, larger and faster than those before, appeared on the radar. Unlike the previous group, these ships moved with clear purpose, their trajectories calculated and direct. Veilon floated beside her, their light flickering with concern. "Human," they said. "These are not scouts. They are a fleet. They have come intentionally, seeking humans and your energy patterns. This is no test. This is a challenge." Elena's pulse quickened. She had anticipated further contact, but a fleet? "How many?" she asked. "Too many to count without closer observation," Veilon replied. "They are advanced. They will attempt to penetrate defenses. They will test your species' ingenuity and resilience." Elena swallowed. She had always believed humans could adapt to almost any situation, but this was different. "Then we prepare," she said firmly. "We use everything we've learned, our machines, our energy control, and our minds." Veilon's form brightened in approval. "Yes, your species thrives under challenge. Let us begin." Inside the lab, Elena and Veilon coordinated. Drones moved into defensive positions, energy shields powered up, and the converter pulsed with increasing intensity. Elena guided each device with thought and intention, feeling the subtle connections she had discovered in previous experiments. Machines responded as extensions of her will, as if alive. "They will approach," Veilon said. Focus on energy flow. Merge intention with technology. Your species' potential is vast, but coordination is essential. Elena nodded, taking a deep breath. We can do this. The first wave of ships entered range. Unlike before, they fired concentrated scanning pulses, probing the station's energy network. Elena focused, guiding the pulses away from critical systems, bending them harmlessly around shields. Drones intercepted intruding energy, while the station's walls hummed in response to her intention. They are testing for weaknesses, Valen said. They do not yet understand the full capability of humans, but they will try. Minutes stretched into hours. Each wave of alien ships tested the station with increasing intensity. Yet every time, Elena and Valen adapted. Drones moved in precise formations, shields shifted with intent, and energy flowed through the station in intricate patterns that no alien algorithm could predict. This is incredible, Valen said. Humans do not simply react. You innovate. You improvise. You harmonize with machines in real time. No species I have observed can achieve this naturally. Elena felt a surge of pride. Humanity had always been underestimated. Governments, scientists, even other species had often overlooked humans, judging them fragile or reckless. But here, in the face of a fleet determined to challenge them, humans were extraordinary. Suddenly, a massive ship broke formation and accelerated toward the station. Its energy signature was intense, almost overwhelming, threatening to overload the shields. Elena's hands shook slightly as she focused. She visualized the energy from the ship splitting into smaller streams, flowing harmlessly around the station. The shields responded instantly, bending and reshaping the incoming force. "It's working," Elena whispered. "The shields, they're holding." Valen pulsed brightly. "Yes, humans can manipulate energy with thought alone. This is why your species is remarkable. Others rely on technology alone. You combine thought, intuition, and creativity. That is unique." The fleet hesitated, as if surprised by the unexpected resistance. For a moment, silence filled the space around the station. But then, more ships advanced, firing complex energy sequences in rapid succession. Elena had to act faster, guiding multiple flows of energy simultaneously. Drones intercepted some attacks, shields absorbed others, and her own concentration directed the pulses, weaving a protective web around the station. Hours passed like minutes. Elena's body trembled from fatigue, but her mind remained sharp. She could feel the station responding to her intentions, every machine synchronized to her will. Valen hovered beside her, analyzing patterns and offering subtle guidance. Together they formed a network of human and alien energy, an invisible shield stronger than any technology alone. At last, the fleet slowed. The ships hovered at a distance, scanning cautiously. Elena realized they had recognized something important. Humans were not ordinary. They could harmonize with energy in ways no alien force had predicted. "They understand," Valen said softly. "They see now that humans are not to be underestimated. This is why many species fear you. You are adaptable, inventive, and persistent." Elena exhaled, relief washing over her. "We've held them off, for now." "Yes," Valen replied, "but challenges will continue. Others may come. Some may be curious, others hostile. Your species must grow faster than the universe expects." Elena nodded. She understood the truth more clearly than ever. Humans' greatest strength was not their technology alone, nor their numbers, nor their weapons. It was their minds, their creativity, their willingness to adapt under pressure. And now, guided by Valen, they were learning to turn that strength into something tangible, something that could defend their home and shape their future among the stars. The rest of the night passed in preparation. Elena coordinated the drones and energy systems, teaching the few human crew members how to focus their intentions to influence machines. Vaylon shared advanced energy techniques, showing how to harmonize multiple devices simultaneously, how to sense patterns in the environment, and how to direct energy precisely to counter unknown threats. By morning, the station hummed with controlled energy. Every machine, every drone, every shield responded to human thought and intention. Elena realized they had achieved something extraordinary. Humans could now interact with machines and energy networks in real time, creating defenses and capabilities no other species could predict. "Human," Vaylon said, hovering near her, "your species is ready. You have faced your first true challenge and you have succeeded. But remember, this is only the beginning. The universe will test you again. Others will see your potential and may wish to control it. You must continue to grow, adapt, and innovate." Elena smiled, determination lighting her eyes. "We will. Humans survive, and we thrive. And now, we're stronger than ever. Not because of machines alone, but because of what we can do together. Humans, our inventions, and allies like you." Vaylon pulsed in agreement, a calm, radiant light that mirrored the rising sun outside. "Yes. Connection, cooperation, and ingenuity. This is your species' greatest strength, remember it." Outside, the stars continued to shine, indifferent yet full of possibility. But Elena knew that humanity had made its mark. They had faced a fleet of advanced alien ships, tested their ingenuity, and emerged stronger. The first interstellar threat had been met, the first lessons had been learned, and humanity's story, its real adventure, was just beginning. Elena gazed at the horizon, feeling the hum of energy beneath her hands. Machines responded instantly to thought and intention. Drones moved with precision, and the station itself seemed alive. She realized something profound. Humans were not just inventors, explorers, or survivors. They were harmonizers of energy, life, and possibility. And that truth, she knew, would guide humanity through the greatest challenges yet to come. The night sky above the ardent science station burned with the glow of distant stars. The previous encounters with alien vessels had taught Dr. Elena Mira one unshakable truth. Humanity was no ordinary species. Humans survived against odds that seemed impossible, adapted faster than most civilizations, and most importantly, had the creativity and courage to rise above every challenge. But now, a new threat approached, a fleet unlike any before. Sleek, dark ships moved with precision, their energy signatures vast and overwhelming. This was no simple test. These were advanced warriors, determined to assess humanity's place in the galaxy. They were the final trial. Elena stood in the control room, flanked by her human crew and Vaylon, whose luminous form filled the space with a soft, radiant glow. Machines hummed around them, drones hovered in precise formations, and energy shields pulsed steadily. Every system was ready. "Human," Vaylon said, their voice calm but serious in her mind. "This is the greatest challenge you have faced. These beings seek to dominate, to test, to determine whether humans are a threat or a curiosity. Your species' response will define your place in the galaxy." Elena's gaze hardened. "Then we show them what humans can do, not with force alone, but with ingenuity, courage, and cooperation. That is our strength." The fleet approached, firing initial energy scans. Elena guided the shields with thought, bending the scans harmlessly around the station. Drones moved into synchronized patterns, forming a living defense network. Machines pulsed in rhythm with human intention, creating barriers and flows that the alien sensors could not predict. "They do not understand your species," Vaylon observed. "They expect fear, hesitation, but humans think differently. You improvise, You innovate, you harmonize. Elena nodded, her mind coordinating every device in the station. She imagined energy threads extending outward, weaving around the approaching ships. The shields expanded, glowing brighter, and a subtle hum resonated through the air like music born of thought itself. The fleet advanced with more intensity, firing concentrated energy bursts. Elena's concentration sharpened. She split her focus, guiding energy to intercept, redirect, and absorb each attack. Drones darted forward, intercepting stray pulses, while the station's walls shimmered in response to her will. Valen moved beside her, offering subtle guidance. Yes, humans are extraordinary. Your minds shape the flow of energy in ways that surpass technology. You do not merely survive, you harmonize with creation itself. Elena felt a surge of power. Humans had always faced impossible odds, storms, hostile planets, collapsing colonies, and deadly diseases. Each time, ingenuity, courage, and cooperation had carried them through. Now, the same traits were manifesting in full force. The station became a living network, alive with human thought, Valen's guidance, and technological precision. The alien fleet paused, scanning, adjusting. It became clear that they were not invincible. Humans' unpredictability, creativity, and synchronization with machines had created defenses no alien algorithm had anticipated. They are assessing, Valen said. They do not yet know how to respond to ingenuity combined with energy harmony. This is your advantage. Elena smiled faintly. Then let's show them the full potential of humanity. She reached for the energy converter, her hands hovering above its surface. Closing her eyes, she focused not just on defense but on communication. She imagined the station's energy reaching the fleet, weaving patterns that conveyed intelligence, curiosity, and creativity rather than aggression. Drones followed her commands, shields pulsed rhythmically, and the converter glowed brightly, radiating energy like sunlight. The fleet hesitated, sensing the unusual pattern. Their attacks slowed, scanning pulses flickering as if unsure how to respond. Elena opened her eyes. They can feel it. They see we're not ordinary. We are more than they expect. Valen pulsed with approval. Yes, humans are remarkable. Others fear what they cannot predict, but you shape your environment through thought, intention, and connection. This is your greatest strength. Elena raised her hands higher, expanding the energy field beyond the station. Threads of light stretched outward, connecting every drone, shield, and device in a network of human intention. The fleet responded instinctively, withdrawing slightly, scanning, and recalculating. Suddenly, one of the largest ships approached closer, its energy signature massive. Elena could feel the challenge in her chest, but she remained calm. Fear would weaken the network. Confidence, focus, and intention would strengthen it. Guide it, Valen said softly. Use creativity. Show them what humans can do. Elena visualized energy weaving through the ship's pulse, redirecting its attack, converting destructive force into harmless light. Drones intercepted stray energy, shields bent the blasts around the station, and the hum of harmony filled the air. Slowly, the massive ship's energy signature began to synchronize with the station's patterns. It was no longer attacking, it was observing. They are learning, Valen said. They recognize the harmony. They see that humans are not to be underestimated. Elena's heart swelled. She realized that victory did not require destruction, domination, or fear. It required demonstrating the human ability to adapt, innovate, and harmonize. She extended the network further, linking not just the station, but the surrounding environment. The atmosphere, the auroras above, even the faint magnetic fields of the planet. Energy flowed like a living web, beautiful and precise, and the alien fleet slowed, eventually hovering in recognition. They understand, Veylan whispered. You have passed the ultimate test, not through force, but through ingenuity. Humanity's potential is extraordinary. Elena felt exhaustion creeping in, but also exhilaration. Humans had faced the galaxy's test, and they had risen, not as conquerors, but as innovators, thinkers, and harmonizers. Machines, intention, and courage had combined to show the universe a species worthy of respect. The fleet slowly retreated, their patterns flickering in acknowledgement. One vessel hovered near the station, projecting a light-based signal. Veylan interpreted it was recognition, admiration, and a promise of cautious cooperation. Humanity had earned its place in the wider galaxy, not through war, but through brilliance, creativity, and adaptability. Elena exhaled deeply. We did it, she whispered. Veylan's light shimmered softly. Yes, your species is capable of greatness. You have proven that humans do not rely solely on technology or force. You rely on ingenuity, collaboration, and the ability to harmonize with the universe itself. Elena smiled, glancing at her crew. Humans, machines, and an alien ally had stood together, facing impossible odds and emerging victorious. She realized the truth more clearly than ever. Humanity's strength lay not in weapons, not in numbers, and not in physical power. It lay in the mind, the heart, and the courage to create, adapt, and overcome. As the fleet disappeared into the depths of space, leaving the night sky calm once more, Elena felt a profound sense of purpose. Humanity had faced its first interstellar test and passed. And this was only the beginning. Veylan hovered beside her, their form glowing softly in the dim light of the lab. The universe is vast, they said. Many will seek to challenge, test, or underestimate your species. But humans have demonstrated what few others can: resilience, ingenuity, and a capacity to harmonize with life and energy itself. Elena nodded. And we will continue to learn, adapt, and grow. Humans survive, humans thrive, and humans will continue to reach beyond the stars. The station hummed with renewed energy. Machines pulsed in harmony with human thought, drones moved with precise coordination, and shields glimmered softly under Elena's guidance. Outside, the auroras danced once more, reflecting the triumph of a species that had proven its potential. This is only the beginning, Elena whispered, more to herself than anyone else. We've shown the galaxy that humanity is extraordinary, and we're just getting started. Veylan's glow shimmered with pride. Yes, human. Together we will explore, discover, and create. The universe will know that humans are capable of greatness beyond imagination. Elena took a deep breath, feeling the connection between her mind, the station, the machines, and even the stars themselves. She realized that humanity's journey was not just about survival, it was about shaping a future where creativity, ingenuity, and courage defined the species' destiny. And as the first rays of sunlight broke over the horizon, illuminating the station and the world beyond, Elena smiled. Humanity had faced the stars, met its first challenge, and emerged triumphant. And the universe, wide and full of possibilities, waited to see what humans would do next. For the first time, she felt it in her bones. Humanity was ready, not just to survive among the stars, but to flourish, to create, and to inspire. And nothing, not fleet, not force, not fear, could take that away. The adventure had reached a conclusion, but the story of humanity was only beginning.